Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
What you talking about?
Hey, everybody! Welcome. It is Tuesday night. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are watching the way we see it right here on the FFN network, I am one of your hosts, Blaze Man. And I usually I got to introduce the guys the correct way. I'm sorry, it's just something of mine. I'm a little bit off my game. I was visit my mom most of the entire day. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to introduce my boy here, Mr. D. What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm good, Blaze. I'm good. I'm ready to go. Just a little note for the day. When you're drinking a sugary beverage, make sure you check it for bees.
Oh, boy. We can talk about
Got
that
me.
later.
Got me.
So,
Bring the
listen.
hero in.
There is no introduction for this guy except for the one that we created for him. Here we go. La-li-da-di-da-da. That's right, ladies. He's from New Hampshire. He knows New Hampshire had 3 governors, but he only knows 1. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, with the stylish glasses, the way he puts his hair back. There's only one guy that could do that, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got a show for you tonight. And there's only one person that could do it right here on the FFN network is the one and only. Let's give it up for Mr. B.
Howdy ho, everybody. Good to see you. Mr. D over there, along with Blaze Man. Wonderful things going on over here. I was trying to tell you earlier before, my wife and I this past weekend they had a special event where we saw a special screen showing of Gone with the Wind up on the silver screen again. And thankfully for that, I got to see the one amazing thing that will last for eons long beyond you and I and whatever else, is that young lady going, I don't know nothing about birthday babies. If there's nothing else people remember in that movie, it's going to be that. So that having been said, we've got a number of things.
I don't know. There's a debate for that, right? Isn't there?
A debate for birthing babies?
Yeah, quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Absolutely. It was amazing seeing that on the big silver screen. It was a once in a lifetime
right?
chance, something like that. It's very, very nice. It invoked thoughts of when my parents were young and they actually were able to see it on the silver screen.
Oh, that's nice, B.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a number of things going on over here, Mr. Blaze. We got a bunch of stuff to be talking about, and things just keep kind of pouring in at us. We got ourselves set up with one thing, and next thing you know, something else erupts and blows up in our face. We were going to do a little something about. I guess there were things with the solar eclipse, but everybody as brothers talked about the solar eclipse. If I'm not mistaken, am I mistaken or not? There or not?
Now we're burnt out with the solar eclipse. I mean, How much can you just talk about a solar eclipse? You know what I mean?
I know. And Mr. D-Man, you've got something you've been working on for us. What sort of thing are you sitting on there, my friend?
Mexico's president is going totally absurd without no regulation. I
What do you do?
Well, Blaze man, are we ready for the video?
I can handle that for you in 1 second.
Yes, sir. But B, I don't know if you heard me during the transition of the introduction to your part. Fucking B got me in the lip, man. Always check.
I heard you got zapped by something over there. Were you drinking a Galliano Stinger?
No, a
No.
regular old Coca-Cola, man. And
Oh wow, because no wonder the thing. Maybe got a little bit too much of the caffeine rush.
fuck, damn, dude. But that little man, he put his finger in me, man. I'm like in the mirror with a little tweezers and pulling it out. But I'm good.
Where did it hit you in the lip? In the
Did you get the stinger?
Yeah, inner lip, inner lip.
oh, thank God I didn't get you like in the throat or something on the inside. Oh
Or
God.
in my or my penis or my testicles,
Or your
especially
eyes.
with the eclipse.
Well, I don't know. If you're trying to drink soda through that, buddy, you know, I think you get yourself a little bit of a problem here. You know.
Yes, sir.
You got some problems, son. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the golf ball and I'm gonna, cannonball it.
Yep.
Cannonball.
Yep.
Little bit of Bill Murray.
You're drinking soda through that thing. You got some kind of hardware like my cousin that passed on happened to him. He had some permanent installation down there in the this joint.
Yeah,
yes,
let's
sir.
get right down to it here. Okay, we got Mexico's president up here. A little short clip over here because I think this is where B wants to, Mr. B, D, BD, BD.
Oh, you don't say VD, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. D wants to go tonight. So, all right, you wanna give the audience a head up, D, on what this video is going to be about, please, sir.
The video is 4 minutes long. It's done with 60 minutes. Right down there in Mexico. There's plenty of translation on the screen, so the viewers or listeners that are not watching their screen will have a hard time understanding if they speak Spanish. So now let's just do this. Let the listeners and the panel here, you two guys, just see where the world is going, man, and especially Mexico, man.
Let's take a listen.
But what he says about Joe Biden and Donald Trump suggests he wants to keep Mexico on good footing with Washington, no matter who wins the White House. You are the #1 trading partner right now with the United States. Do you feel Washington and the White House is treating you with that respect?
Sí. El presidente Trump como el presidente Biden han sido muy respetuosos, los dos. Hemos tenido diferencias, pero hemos puesto por delante el interés general, el interés de los dos pueblos, del pueblo de Estados Unidos y del pueblo de México. Y nos hemos entendido. Y por eso somos socios económicos, comerciales. Cuando yo llegué a la presidencia, relación económica comercial más importante de Estados Unidos era con China y luego Canadá y ahora es México. Y deseamos continuar de esa manera porque nos necesitamos mutuamente.
Okay, brother, have at it.
No, that wasn't it. Was that the full 4 minutes, dude?
Yeah, that's what you gave me, bro. Start to finish. The girl came on and she started talking and then it ended.
Oh,
I have 2 that you sent me, so.
Well, okay. So let's just the longer rated video, he talks about Cuba and Venezuela, that we need to change policy with the Venezuelan country and Cuba. And he's asking for $10 billion each just to start the conversation to talk about migration flow. This is an audacity from a Mexican president I've never seen before. Is he trying to be a peacemaker, somewhat like what Netanyahu and Biden are going through right now? It really makes me concerned of the way our status is with Mexico and the involvement of China, especially with Cuba and Venezuela. Let's look at this, guys. Mr. B?
Yeah. What would you like to begin with? Talking about the way the guy is blowing off basically the trade differences that we have, or just completely ignoring the situation that's going on over on the border.
The border is the border. The big thing I want to get to is the involvement of China. And when he makes
in Mexico,
yes.
Oh, there's nothing we can do about that now. It's too late.
No, but we need to have more involvement in Mexico. And next week I'll follow up with China's involvement in Mexico. It's happening, B. It's happening, Blaze.
The Mexicans aren't going to give a shit. They don't give a shit about us. Why? Because we've turned our backs seemingly on them.
When did
they had those crazy things with the North American Free Trade Agreement that really screwed everything all up and whatnot and whatever. And now that there's such an imbalance with all these things, we've got the border problem and whatever. They are I'm here to say less than inclined to even think about wanting to deal with us. I think they're going to take and just push us off to the side and go out for whatever best is going to benefit them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at the video. Blaze, you shortchanged me on that video.
I just checked the video just now, sir. I'm sorry it was on your error because when you sent it to me at the 3-minute and 31-second mark.
Okay, we can either go back and forth about it or correct the problem and play the right video.
Yes. No, the 3:18 mark was for your last closing video of Purple Rain.
Okay. That we need to make while hearing goes and lines up the video. Or
AMLO. His policies play a major role in U.S. politics as immigration and border security become key issues in this year's presidential election. Some American politicians have used Mexico as a talking point and a punching bag on the campaign trail. In our conversation with Lopez Obrador for this week's 60 Minutes, we asked him about some of the times American politicians have invoked his country, including Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who last month said he urged President Biden to reestablish a program requiring migrants to wait out their asylum cases south of the border.
The answer is simple. You reinstate remain in Mexico. I told the president that at the White House again, said he couldn't do it. I said, that's not true. Well, Mexico doesn't want that. Mr. President, we're the United States. Mexico will do what we say.
No. El señor legislador, sí, es un irrespetuoso. Nosotros somos un país independiente, libre, soberano. No somos colonia, no somos protectorado de ningún país extranjero. Tenemos una muy buena relación con el gobierno de Estados Unidos, pero no de subordinación. El presidente Biden es respetuoso de nuestra soberanía, como lo fue el presidente Trump, porque cada vez que hablo con el presidente Biden, lo primero que me dice es que nuestra relación se tiene que dar en un pie de igualdad. Es muy difícil de que lo entiendan los políticos de Estados Unidos. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que hacen? Al contrario, en vez de buscar el diálogo, llegar a acuerdos y atender las causas, es utilizar en el caso nuestro, a México. Es decir, la culpa es de México. El problema migratorio lo origina México.
Lopez Obrador also had thoughts about Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who has fought with the federal government over enforcing immigration policy in the U.S.
El gobernador de Texas, para hacer propaganda, porque creo que quiere ser candidato a la vicepresidencia de Estados Unidos,
Sorry about that,
va
ladies and
al
gentlemen.
río Bravo y pone alambradas y hace un espectáculo. Eso es oportunismo. Eso, con todo respeto, es politiquería. Eso no es serio.
That's not a serious solution.
No.
Lopez Obrador will not be in office when Americans go to the polls this November. His own term is up in September. But what he says about Joe Biden and Donald Trump suggests he wants to keep Mexico on good footing with Washington, no matter who wins the White House. You are the #1 trading partner right now with the United States. Do you feel Washington and the White House is treating you with that respect?
Sí. Sí. El presidente Trump como el presidente Biden han sido muy respetuosos, los dos. Hemos tenido diferencias, pero hemos puesto por delante el interés general, el interés de los dos pueblos, del pueblo de Estados Unidos y del pueblo de México. Y nos hemos entendido. Y por eso somos socios económicos, comerciales. Cuando yo llegué a la presidencia, la relación económica comercial más importante de Estados Unidos era con China y luego Canadá y ahora es México. Y deseamos continuar de esa manera porque nos necesitamos mutuamente.
Thank you, Blaze. Thank you.
All right, let's have at it. What's the concern here?
China, man, and I don't want to go with China right now. The concern is respect to the United States that I see, and I see it every day when these migrants are coming over and stuff, and we all know who's pushing them is the cartels.
Yeah,
And
but again, we're at that point where, you know, it's not Mexicans that are coming over the border.
no, but the cartel is capitalizing on this moment. And what kills me, and it don't kill me to say, is that that man right there negotiates with cartel members. It's happening right in his backyard, man. You know, yeah, granted, United States is addicted to drugs. We are a drug infested, drug addict country. We are. Just our addiction to drugs is just at the same level for gasoline. And how can he dare stand up and talk like that and saying he wants to help Cuba and Venezuela get back on their feet with $10 billion each? That's my point. And let me go back to President Trump during his presidency with the Remain in Mexico policy. When he established that, President Trump with Obrador, dude, he bought that country a whole fleet of brand new Chevrolet pickup trucks and Tahoes patrolling the border with the National Guard. So don't think President Trump didn't give the Mexicans anything to keep the Mexico stay in Mexico policy until your asylum case came up.
Right.
My big concern is that Joe Biden will definitely cave into Obrador for that $10 billion each to Venezuela and Cuba. And I stand at that, Mr. B.
I don't understand why what are we giving these people money for?
I don't know. Obviously, they need it. I don't know,
B?
Blaze. I don't know.
B?
I believe that they're going to try and develop their countries into business partners again. The way Barack the Wonder Schmuck went out and stuck his hand out to Vietnam, along with Billy Blowjobs. And so, suddenly, after years of being a mortal enemy and communists and all of that stuff, they decided that, if you might remember that, they unleashed business partners into Vietnam, and look what they're doing now. Now we've got dollar stores popping up all over the place with goods being made over there and everything else. So what do they want to do? Yeah, Mexico wants to take and be a white knight, so to speak. Hand out money to these people, try to help them develop their things. When he has
They're not going to
himself,
get any money unless they get it from us.
he's got cartels breathing down their neck, and these people are coming across our border. Why? Why? Because they're getting free range to do so, to come up through Mexico.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Why is he going to spend any money? To keep them out of his fucking property. That's why.
I don't understand.
Go through Mexico, but not stay in Mexico.
I'm trying to figure out why it's so difficult for the Mexican government to push out these cartels.
The idea of death comes to mind, of course. Yeah. Do you remember the years when the Italian mafia ruled pretty well here in the United States?
Yeah. 60s, 70s.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
What about
it finally fell, but for years. I mean, even in World War II, they couldn't get a candy bar on the docks in New York or New Jersey without the mafia say so.
Well, the mafia also helped the military intelligence keep spies and everything else
Absolutely.
off the docks.
What makes you think that they're not having the same sort of situation going on down in Mexico? They're working hand in hand.
Because he's the president. B. That's why I'm asking if there's he's the president of a
Franklin
country.
Delano Roosevelt was president, and
Roosevelt wasn't shook down by the mafia.
Oh no,
like you're claiming that this guy is.
No, this guy's not getting shook. No, he's not.
He's in with him. Then he's in with him.
No, well, that's not me to determine, but it sure smells like it. So the big question when it comes to American politics is the economy, immigration, abortion. So when you go to Mexican politics, and what the reporters always ask is, how are you going to treat the cartels? That's the first fucking question these reporters, Mexican reporters, will ask a presidential candidate. The Mexican people are tired of cartels running their country. And that's it. He is nothing without the cartels.
They're tired of the cartels, but they're not going to be able to get rid of them. The same reason that Colombians haven't gotten rid of them.
Well, like Trump said something to the fact that, we go in there and we can just wipe them out one at a time.
Yeah, and President Trump is not the only politician that's talked about that as well. You have these little rookie Congress.
Why do we act like we can't get rid of them? We can. So what's the stoppage there, right? Means
sovereign nation. You can't touch. No touch. If you touch, then that's an act of war.
Yeah. Right now, I would think that we have a much larger problem on our shores, and it's actually on our shores. If you've seen what's been going on with these pro-Hamas demonstrations that have been shutting down streets and so forth, and having all these demonstrations and protests and things, and they seems to be keep growing and growing and growing in rolls.
Because people are not seeing the people are not seeing the politics of this. B, all they're doing is seeing innocent people dying.
Yeah.
So they're protesting about just stop, the bloodshed, right? And then what do we got? Netanyahu says the invasion is going to stop pretty soon, right?
It's happening as we speak, I believe.
So it started on the 9th.
Wait a minute.
They can't interrupt the eclipse, so I'm sure nothing happened yesterday.
Yeah, no. Fuck them Hamas supporters, man. That would be like fucking. Man, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Blaze.
I don't think that they understand. Like I said, I just think that they see, in dead bodies. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know that, and I understand that, but it would behoove us to take care of the problem on our own shore, in our own backyard, because if these people go unaddressed, if this problem goes undealt with, we're going to have a very big, very hard to stop movement steamrolling through our country. I'm telling you, the terrorists are here, and all this is fuel for their fire.
B, D.
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm ready to go to break.
And we are, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around, folks. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Stick around for more the way we see it right here on the FFN network.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey, and we're back. Thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Miss the B, gentlemen. So, I was reading a little bit back about this heist of $30 million in cash money. And I thought that was like the biggest that I ever heard of, but it comes out that no, somebody robbed $100 million in jewelry and in cash from like a Wells Fargo type of truck, not the ones that go and pick the money up. It was a tractor trailer. So I don't know who the hell's going to put $100 million in there, but we do have the story to cover the $30 million. B, why don't you get us started with that?
Okay. Yeah, some people over Easter weekend decided that for fun and excitement, they wanted to take and find a new and exciting way to augment their life and their career. So they went through the back area in a less traveled section of where a Guardia warehouse is. That is a company that is like a Wells Fargo,
right?
Or Purolator,
Where they store the money or whatever
right?
until
And they did something that was completely old school. They just busted through a wall. How they did it without setting off any alarms, nobody knows.
Right. So let's find out about it, B.
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right, let's get to this. While many have to sacrifice to afford housing, others are taking the squatter shortcut. Florida
Long
just
video. Go ahead, B. Continue.
What they wound up doing was they took and busted through walls with I guess good old hammer and chisel and sledgehammers, and how nobody heard this, how nobody saw anything. Of course, it was Easter weekend. Yeah, I understand that, and whatever. But they wound up going through and busting through some pretty good thick concrete and bricks and blocks. Got into this place and offloaded. I believe it was either 100 or 130 million dollars in cash, and made off with it. And this is a heist that everybody's walking around scratching their head saying, "Wow, they did it good," but nobody seems to know exactly where they went with it. And as far as I know, the FBI is really at a loss, so to speak. So are the insurance companies that are behind the guard service.
We are also following developing news involving a money mystery in the San Fernando Valley.
Authorities are trying to track down the thieves who stole tens of millions of dollars in cash from a business on Easter Sunday. KTLA 5's Corrine Winter live in Sylmar with more on how all this went down. Corrine.
Well, Glenn, we are in the back of that Garda building here in Sylmar. I know you've been seeing the shots from the air, but here's a better look at the location those thieves accessed. Now, it's unconfirmed, but this may have been the area those thieves actually walked through to get onto the property. It's a lot more remote here. It's actually right up next to a mobile home park. And take a look off into the distance. That's the hole that they entered through. A short time ago, we saw workers out here patching that spot.
Wow.
It's the stuff of movies, but this was no Hollywood production.
And they all got a piece of the score.
A multi-million-dollar heist at this Garda facility in Sylmar, Easter Sunday, with burglars breaking through a hole in the wall of the building that stores cash.
It's just mind-blowing that you would never suspect it. $30 million in the valley, gone.
This Garda employee who wanted to remain anonymous said he had no idea there was so much cash inside this location. Our drone video gives a closer look at the entry point, but investigators still haven't revealed how the criminals got a hold of the cash. There are security alarms and motion sensors. One law enforcement official with LASD Major Crimes who isn't on the case told us money storage sites like this have multiple layers of security and other fortified systems. The LAPD and FBI are now investigating. While neither would comment to KTLA, this retired special agent in charge with the FBI LA field office told us what officials are focusing on behind the scenes.
They will try to determine who had access to the facility, who was aware of the schedule that knew the money would be in the facility and how long it would be, the security around the facility and how much time they would have to be able to gain access and be able to move that large amount of money.
Robert Clark said this crime could be an inside job. Also, that a loss like this is rare. $30 million. It's one of the biggest heists in LA history.
There wasn't a whole lot taken, if anything, but we're going to figure it out.
Back in 2022, thieves stole about $100 million in jewelry and other valuables from a Brinks tractor trailer. That case still unsolved.
The likelihood of catching who's behind this?
Well, I think the likelihood is very high because you don't move that kind of money very quickly. It's not like you're grabbing a couple checks and running out the door. Be able to move that kind of cash and then be able to liquidate that amount of cash will be very difficult, and you'll have to have a team of individuals that do it.
Robert Clark there commenting on this current case. But the LASD Major Crimes Captain I also spoke with, given the nature of his work, well, he couldn't go on camera, but he said this may not necessarily be an inside job. He said you may have just had an organized crew here, criminals who did their homework and managed to pull off a crime. That's the latest here in Sylmar. Kareen Winter, KTLA 5 News.
Okay, for them to turn around and say that it's probably not an inside job, you'd have to be more confused than Helen Keller trying to read a handful of bubble wrap.
I don't know, B. What gives you the idea that it's an inside job, man?
Because the type of security systems that there are and redundant security systems that there are inside places like this with not only motion detectors, but heat detectors and all sorts of sound detectors and so forth like that. For all of these things to have to be defeated, they have to know the people that were working this have had to have known something about what was going on and what the levels of security were inside this building and how to go about defeating them, where the sensors and so forth were likely placed, and what to do to either turn them off or make them inoperable. And you can't just turn around and look at a building and guess what's inside. There has to be some level of someone that's tied up with this building that knows on the inside what's happening. This is not just a lucky strike.
I don't know why. I don't buy it. D?
I was looking at the building, and I was thinking, wow, their external perimeter is weak. What was that, a 3-foot fence? That I don't know. And I totally agree with B. It's definitely done from the inside.
You think it's an inside job?
How would they possibly know the exact right spot to bust through a wall without setting off certain alarms and so on?
I don't know. They didn't say it was the exact right spot. And they even said themselves they don't think it's an inside job. You know, these guys could have just had the right blueprints of the building, could have had the right schematics of the of the building. Thank you.
They're telling you what they want you to hear, and they want the people who are the perpetrators to hear. So it will set them into a false sense of security that they don't know or don't realize what they have done. They probably do have information that points towards somebody or something that would demonstrate that it is an inside job, but they're trying to make the people comfortable enough so that they get stupid and greedy and start trying to move the money, thinking they're going to get away with it. That's how they're going to wind up getting caught. He's trying to wash the money.
But so I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask that, or the washing of the money. So if these bills are brand new, they all have serial numbers on them, and I know the mint company, the money places where they print the money. We've been printing money, a lot of it. I know the serial numbers are documented and stuff, so I'm pretty sure the FBI is going to have these numbers, and they will be caught. This is not a DB Cooper jumping out of a Boeing 737 over Oregon and shit. No, these people are going to get caught. Now, my biggest question: how many were involved, Mr. B?
If you remember back a few months ago, we tackled the situation of Victor Herrera and the Purelator robbery down in out of Hartford, Connecticut, where the fellow himself bamboozled his way into stealing $6 million from an armored security service, and apparently what it turned out was he was tied up with Puerto Rican terrorists or people who were supposed to be trying to overturn the government in Puerto Rico, and a few other things. He himself is believed to be in Cuba somewhere in hiding, but the federal government has recovered some of the money, but not nearly all of it. And this fellow moved in his own car over $6 million in cash. $1 million isn't that much to move when if it's $30 million. This guy moved $6 million. Okay, you got to have maybe somebody with a big pickup truck, maybe with a cap on it, or something like a U-Haul truck or something. You can get the money into that. You need maybe 5 or 6 people moving these bundles, because if you know anything about the armored car services, let's say how they go out and they service the ATM machines, they have $1 or $2 million in cash in their trucks with them, and it comes in a block about the size of a small folding table or something like that. And one person can pick up this package, as long as they're in good health and strong enough to pick up this package and move it with their hands without necessitating a hand truck or anything. So if they had a group of 5 or 6 people doing this is a job they could have easily cranked out, back this truck up to wherever, and throw this stuff inside a U-Haul truck or something, close the garage door, and this thing could be halfway over to Oklahoma by now.
You think they're going to catch him, D?
Yeah, I'm here. And I'm trying to find out how much $1 million weighs. I got that answer, but look at that wall, man. They busted that wall with a rotary drill hammer. Oh man, this smells too fishy, man.
Well, here's a question for you. You're looking at finding out how much $1 million weighs. In what denomination?
Yes, exactly.
$1 million in $100 bills, or $100 million in $5 bills.
So $1 bill is 2,204 pounds.
Yep.
Say that again.
$1 million in $1 bills weighs approximately 2,204 pounds, or 1,000 kilograms. That's quite a hefty sum, equivalent to the weight of a small car.
Jeez.
Now, so figure that now that weight for $20 bills.
Oh, here we go. Here's the 100. You're right, B. How much is 1 million coin? No, sorry. Oh, they even got a money weight calculator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So the denomination is $100. Here we go. Hit the calculate rate results. The amount of $1 million would have a weight of 10 kilograms. All right, let's go pounds. 22 pounds, D. I mean B. 22 pounds. I think an old pig farmer like myself that left my back at John P. Hash in Rehoboth, Mass. I could handle 22 pounds.
So $1 million in $20 bills is going to cost probably weigh about a little over 100 pounds. I'm guessing.
Well, let's.
Okay, so you're saying that they drilled there and it got them right inside the vault there?
To wherever the money storage area was, yeah.
Because
a vault or whatever, and
I mean, why wouldn't that part of the safe be fortified?
Because no one would think that something like this could happen. These places are 99% show. These guys walking around with their guns and they're driving their trucks and whatever else, the armored cars and all stuff. It's all show. Nobody believes that they'll look at something like that and they don't believe you can get through it.
Well,
and
I'll tell you what.
I believe George Patton said it best. Anything built by man can be overcome by man. And this proves it.
I personally think it was migrants.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, laugh if you want, but migrants are in the news again today, as a matter of fact, for a group of migrants beating up more police. And some of them were arrested and then kicked loose without any bail. Again.
You know, I want to speak a little from the left side of me. I'm usually center right, but all these minus the police infractions, but all this other crime and stuff that's being done, American citizens do the same shit too.
Oh, that's obvious, yeah.
They do the same shit. So that's where the left, counters the right from saying, migrants, they're just a bunch of criminals. So are we. So are we. Where can we fix this? I ask.
There are many different avenues that it's going to take a multi-pronged attack, so to speak, to get a hold of this and to bring things back under control. The first of which being get a president in office who wants to take the damn bull by the horns and not pussyfoot around with a bunch of pansy-ass liberals trying to turn around and say, oh, well, these people had a terrible life, and stealing wholesale from Nordstrom's or wherever else is not a problem. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and let them do it. And by the way, let them burn up the cars in the middle of the street, too. It's not a problem. It's a peaceful protest.
Yes, sir. Hey, B, your requisition for the money weight calculator at $20 bills.
Yeah.
I'd have a little hard time with this one. This one's 110 pounds.
Well, I said okay. I was close. I was very close.
Yes, you were, my friend. Yes, sir.
But I don't know about you, but I've lifted a lot more than 100 pounds.
Yes, you have? In what?
When I was a firefighter EMT.
Yeah,
we used to take people up and down
carry up them
hoses in
hoses.
the Boston area.
You got to carry up them hoses, man.
Blaze. No, but hear this out, man. Them 3-floor tenements, every time I go up them, I always think of the poor firefighter, paramedic, EMT, whatever, going up and down them stairs with stretcher, bro.
Yeah.
With stretcher.
Yeah. Well, that we had what they call a stair chair, which was something that was constructed to be able to do that. But still, the old Boston battleships with those tall, narrow staircases and so forth. Well, you got somebody who's pushing over 200 to 300 pounds. It makes things difficult.
Yes, sir.
It's a difficult thing.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
And
I would just, if I was a firefighter, I'd pull out that thingy, and have John.
I want to hear about your
throw
thingy.
'em
Thank
out.
you. No.
Try catching them when they come out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
they don't use those anymore.
Yeah,
They
it's
got
all
big
good.
air pillows. They blow up.
It's a short news week for us today, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna break out early today.
We're coming up on another time to be paying some bills too. By the way.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the show short tonight. I'm not feeling that well right now, so.
Yes,
oh my
sir,
goodness! You know what you need to do is take Homoseltzer. You'll wake up feeling yourself.
Yeah, well, I thought I explained
who?
that. Private chat.
Homoseltzer.
Anyways, but listen, thanks everybody for tuning into the show tonight. I apologize for cutting the show early, but don't want any accidents live. Anyways, so peace and love to each and every one of you out there. Be kind if you got it. Try and give it. And don't forget to catch us next Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m., where Mr. Donnie might make an appearance. He's going to be in and out because of the weather's coming in, and his children, they get a lot of sports. And he's a great dad, and he makes sure that he's there. With that being said, don't forget to check out tomorrow Politicking with Mr. B from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on the FFN network, along with I-12 GIA, Real Talk with Real People, from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN network, and that's Wednesday. Politicking with Mr. B, 7 to 8, and I-12 GIA, Real Talk with Real People, from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN network. Thursday night will be the Miss Tammy and Blaze Man show from 7 to 8 p.m., followed by My Voice is My Power from 8 to 9. And again, peace and love to each and every one of you out there. Mr. D.
Blaze Man, I hope you feel better. You definitely look a little ghostly like.
You look a little white, buddy.
Yeah. No. Hey, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. B, for helping me out today. I was stuck a couple of times, and I appreciate you, B.
No problem. Thank you very much. Good to hear it.
And to our listeners and viewers, thank you. We apologize, but we'll get it right. Go ahead, B. I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right. Blazeman, whatever's going on, I just hope for you that you feel better and things. I know you've got some situations going on with families, or whatever else. So I wish for you nothing but peace and solace in whatever's going on. And we will see you again soon. In the meantime, folks, I'm going to get into the meat of potatoes of these school shootings and so forth. We're going to have a full hour of call in. We want to have you call in tomorrow. 508-974-4231 tomorrow. Politicking Mr. B, 7 to 8 p.m.
I owe you a call, B. I owe you a call. Just saying.
All right.
And that wraps it up, huh, Blaze? Blaze is working.
You see the smoke coming out from his ears.
Yeah, it's happening, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, and we're gonna leave you with this, and we will catch you next Tuesday right here on The Way We See It on the FFN network. Good night, peace and love, everybody.
never changing.